Hello, I am back with my second video, and well, first off, I just want to say thank you guys so much for everything that you have given me. Honestly, I did not expect that support and that love, and oh my gosh, I felt so loved and just so blessed to be able to speak and have my words touch people's hearts. So thank you guys so much for your support. Today, the Lord put it on my heart recently to talk about forgiveness. I have had a lot of alone time recently because I just drove across the entire country by myself, and it took like 40 hours and it was such a blessing. And so yeah, but in those alone hours, my mind was going and the Lord was speaking to me. So yeah, this is what we're talking about today. For context, I got baptized like 2 or 3 months ago, and right after I got baptized, all hell broke loose. Honestly, I pretty much lost the entire life that I knew and loved so deeply. And I'm so grateful for it now because of the kind of person that the Lord is leading me to become. I would go through it again, but it did not take away the pain and the grief and the betrayal. And yeah, so I just wanted to talk about forgiveness to help maybe, people who are going through a similar situation of that level of grief and betrayal and lies and all of that. So I think the most important thing is that, well, number one, I believe that you should always forgive everybody, because when you're able to forgive people, you're able to understand that their actions towards you from a certain point don't actually have anything to do with you and everything to do with their heart. When people talk about character and saying like, oh, they revealed their true character to you, I believe that your character is your heart, and that determines everything that you do. And I think when people are choosing to do the wrong thing, in that moment, I believe that is the absence of the Lord in their heart. And I believe that if you have the Lord in your heart, you are a joyful person. And I think a big misconception is joy and happiness being the same thing. Happiness is a feeling that passes through you just like every other feeling. But joy is not the absence of pain, but it's simply the presence of the Lord because of the peace that He brings you. And you could like go through a whole storm and be joyful. I feel like that's whatever. Yes, continue, Madison. Okay, sorry. But I think it's really important to recognize that you cannot control anybody else's heart. You can only control your own. And you have to actively make the decision to allow the Lord into your heart. And when you realize that you cannot control anybody else's heart, you're also able to see that they're fighting internal battles, oh my gosh, alone. And that's a really scary, hard thing. And so you're able to kind of see it from a whole different perspective and take yourself completely out of the equation, because it just is not about you. It really is not. That person, whatever they're dealing with, it's solely about them. And I know it's really hard to see and understand, especially depending on how close you are to that person, but it's true. And so from there, I think that it's so much easier to be able to forgive everybody, truly everybody, no matter what they do to you, because whatever's in their heart really controls their actions in those moments. And it's a choice to change your heart, but you can't make it for them. And so I think meeting them with compassion and forgiving them is really the only way to go, because the truth is forgiveness is really only for yourself. And I think that it sets you free from that in the sense of like, okay, that isn't about me, and you just need to let that thing go. But I think going further than that, going through all of this has made me realize the kind of person I want to become, and I have truly learned what real love is. And I believe that real love is forgiveness and allowing humans to be human, but it goes beyond that. It goes into allowing them to be human and then giving them the chance to be better. And I just think that's such a rare thing, unfortunately. But it doesn't have to be. And I think if you can be somebody that allows humans to be human and allows people to mess up, and you're able to forgive them and allow them to be better, then I think that that's the purest form of love that you could have. And forgiveness, I also want to add, forgiveness doesn't mean letting somebody back in. Like I said, forgiveness is solely for yourself. In a sense, I think it's sort of a selfish thing. If you forgive somebody, then don't give them a chance. And so, where was I going with that? Sorry, I totally lost my train of thought. Forgiveness. I don't know, but forgiveness, yes, forgive oh yeah, that's love. I want to be somebody that allows humans to be human, like I just said, because the reality is everybody messes up, and if you're able to set that aside from yourself, take yourself out of the equation, and then set a boundary, depending on what they did. Oh yeah, that's where I was going. I don't believe that forgiveness necessarily means letting that person back in. Actually, no, it doesn't mean that. You still need to have boundaries. However, down the road, whenever that may be, could be 2 months, could be 10 years, could be never also, I think you should always allow an open door to every person that has hurt you in your life to a certain extent, and give them those chances to grow and to be better. And if they're choosing not to grow, then that's a different thing. But I don't know. I hope that made sense. I'm sorry I lost my train of thought. I hope that made sense, and I hope that somebody can take something from this. And if you're in a really hard situation and somebody is betraying you that you love so deeply, or somebody's just not treating you right, just note that it's not about you, and it's solely about what's in their heart. Because in those moments, that's when people show up, that their true selves show up. And so I just want to say that every single person watching, every single human on this earth, you're all beyond loved, you're all beyond known, and Jesus wants a relationship with you, and all you have to do is ask him to soften your heart and to show him his love for you. That's what I did, at least, and it changed my life. And also know that Jesus will accept you exactly as you are. He already knows exactly who you are. But your job is to not stay that way. And so, yeah, I hope that helped. And okay, I'm going to stop talking now. Goodbye.